How about if we jump from neuter version of a young audience storybook to World War II setting with Nazi zombies. And I'm not talking about Call of Duty with zombies. No, not this time. No, the second movie I saw this week is none other than Overlord. And not to be confused with the anime. Overlord. I was really intrigued ever since I saw the trailer. And I was a little bit skeptical when I saw that the producer is J.J. Abrams. I mean, he didn't direct it. The director was, what was it? Wasn't even the guy, let's see, Julius Avery. But still, I am like a little bit of a horror buff. So I decided to go watch it. So here's the true story. I intentionally wanted to watch this movie right after The Grinch, but unfortunately the schedule kind of collapsed into each other on my movie theater, so I had to wait for the next day. So the next day happened. I just decided to go early in the morning, and I'll say this. Many people will not agree with me, but I absolutely love this film. I absolutely love Overkill. Oh man, I have no words to say that I really like this film. It came to my surprise when I saw that some critics and reviewers and all this stuff, they say that, yeah, that movie was cool, but there are some things that I don't like, and some things that they could have done better. Maybe, but you know what? I was so much into the movie that I don't care. You know what? If there are people who absolutely love this new Grinch movie, let me have at least my little piece by saying that I absolutely love Overkill. I really consider Overkill one of the best movies I have seen this year. And yeah, I know that there could be some potentially better. I didn't have the time to see the Hate You Give, which I heard that it was pretty good. But in the meantime, this is a great film that I just saw. And not necessarily has to be something like a social commentary or a drama or something like that. They just decided to go along with a B movie with a intriguing setting. And, well, the best way I can describe this movie is that imagine a World War II movie that could be about anything. It could be about a mission, a fictional mission to let's say that they just want to destroy something that the Nazis were doing. But they decided to give it a little bit of a adrenaline kick, and they added zombies. And let me tell you, the zombies are secondary to what this movie is, which might disappoint people, but not to me. I feel like this feels kind of refreshing, at least on the zombie take. But not only as a zombie take, but also as a war film, just with zombies. So the movie basically is about a group of soldiers who are on a World War II mission where they parachute in somewhere in France, in a small village of France that was taken over by the Nazis. Their mission is to go to a radio control tower that is jamming the system, and they have to destroy it. Basically, that's the gist of the story. But the more they get involved into the story, they find out that not only this radio control tower has this interfering with the signals of the soldiers, there's also a little bit something more sinister behind it. And well, the sinister part, it is only given clues little by little until it is technically kind of revealed until the half of the movie, which many people might get desperate, but this one pays off a little well on that one. because let me tell you, at the opening of the film, it really comes as close to become a new version of the Saving Private Ryan opening. It's really loud. It's really engaging. It is really thrilling. It pumps you up on what is going on. And then you meet a few of the characters. The character may be one-dimensional in a sense. I mean, we got our main lead, who is kind of like the reluctant soldier with a little bit of a heart. We got the badass soldier, who is played by Wyatt Russell. I heard that he's the son of Kurt Russell. He's the badass. I don't know if he's Italian or he's kind of like the, let's say like he's kind of like the jerk, but with a soft spot, let's say, who talks too much. There's the cameraman, and I think there was also the writer, who he just gets killed immediately. And yeah, we also meet, you know, the woman who is one of the villagers who is taking care of his little brother. I think it was his brother. Yeah, his little 8-year-old brother, and her aunt, who is apparently infected with the T virus. To say the least. And yeah, we also have the Nazis, and the Nazis are technically they caricaturize evil in almost every single media, and this is no exception. There is the kind of like the leader of those Nazi group. He's really cartoonishly evil. He's that I swear that he just jumped out from some kind of anime. But still, in the kind of movie that it has, it works. And again, like I said, I really like that during as the movie goes on from the initials, it kind of has the structure of a war film. War film with in which soldiers go to make an operation, a mission. But when they find out that something sinister is happening, then things get a little bit, let's say that it goes into the horror section. Not much, but still pretty cool. So it is during the second half in which we have our main character who infiltrates the tower, and when he finds out the underground lab, he realizes that the Nazis are creating serums to create zombies in order to create a super army. True fact, just in case. I know that in history it has been proven that during the time of the Nazi regime, they did try some experiments on prisoners, families, children. Yeah, it's true. Although I kind of like that they went a little bit over the top on that thing, that, well, they were creating zombies. Well, nowadays when you want to put the Nazis at the pinnacle of evil, technically that's what you do. That's what they do. They show that they were doing these horrific things. Although in the case of the zombies, let's say that the makeup effect and the effects that they do are great. It's gritty, bloody, gory, not pretty to watch. So viewers beware that you have a little bit of a weak stomach, you cannot handle the violence that it has. Even though, again, I'm a little bit of a cynical guy, so I kind of encourage you to send your children to watch this movie over the Grinch. Yeah, I'm gonna torment these guys I'm gonna torment this little kid. No, just kidding. Don't force them to watch something like that. Even though maybe because they got curious, they're gonna watch it. I mean, even me, when I was a 12-year-old or an 8-year-old, I did watch RoboCop. And so anyway, yeah, that's technically one of the most impressive parts of the movie, and I did like some of a little bit of character build-up that they have, which is pretty basic, but still to the point. It's not overly convoluted, in which it kind of shows that let's say that there is a little bit of a clash between the in which the dutiful but yet kind-heartedness of the main character, who he's played by Giovanna Depo, and also the, let's say, by the strict, you have to do a mission guy character played by Wyatt Russell. There is this clash under these two characters, and I like that they never said, they never established which character was right and which character was wrong. And it shows both the benefit and the consequences of being too harsh, but also being too nice sometimes. And unfortunately, when I gotta say that when you're out on war, sometimes the rules change, sometimes for better or for worse. That's the least I could say to that. And yeah, we got this, and yeah, they find a way to both fulfill the mission and at the same time let's say, to destroy this lab. And I'm not gonna go exactly into details, but it's awesome. It totally kicks ass. If you're here for the action, you're gonna get it. There's a little bit of horror, but not scary horror, and that's it, because this is what the point it is. It's an action horror movie, and we have kind of, let's say that the big bad of the whole movie. It kind of reminds me of Two-Face, but with more carnage. And not much I have to say. It's just a movie that it kept me on the edge of the seat. I just pay attention to everything and I enjoy it. Many people will complain about the pacing, but I didn't because it was a lot of fun. Many people complain that there wasn't too much zombies because there's not many monsters, let's say, but let's face it, why do you need too many? Sometimes less is more. They appear occasionally, but they have the right amount to create a story believable enough to just have some fun with it. I didn't expect it too much of a movie of World War II guys finding out the horrors of the Nazis in a more fictitious way. And I can't say much enough about this movie because or else I will be kind of spoiling it. Just, if you want something fun, but a little bit carnage, go watch this movie. I just highly implore you to watch Overlord if you are into this kind of things. If you don't want to take this thing too seriously. I didn't, and I had fun. I didn't take things a little bit too seriously because the movie kind of gave me the excuse to not take it too seriously. Even though there's some serious aspect what they wanted to do, but it's still believable enough. I gotta admit that. I gotta admit that because I know that people will say, it's just a movie or just a game, but I still hardly have to believe that it's sometimes when you create a piece of work like that, being a movie or a game or something like that, they just don't become just a movie or just a game. It's more than that. It's a vehicle of what someone wants to express in media. So let's not dish something like that. But maybe let's say that Overlord kind of went into the territory that, you know what, let's have some fun with some Nazi movies. The closest thing to Call of Duty zombie movie, and which is weird because I never played those games.